Lindsay here, the Frugal Crafter. It is Sat Chat time, and I'm just going to warn you, I am really struggling to stay upbeat today, so if I sink into gloom and despair, I just apologize right now, right ahead of time. This is the third time I've tried to record this, and every time I just go dark, and I'm going to try to not do that this time. Because, I mean, hey, you can't control your life. You can control how you respond to it, right? That's all we can control. We can control how we react. We can't control things out of our control. There's a little stoic inspiration for you on this Saturday morning. Anyway, I have a free class at Michael's next week. I just want to remind you, if you haven't signed up yet, it's free. It is on the 15th, and we're going to be painting, I've showed you this before, but just to refresh your memory. Oh goodness. We're going to be painting this propeller with water-soluble graphite. And if you would like to go over there and sign up, there is a free pattern to download and transfer to your watercolor paper before class starts. The class is an hour long, and I want to make sure we have time to do it all. So if you come to class with your sketch already transferred on your paper, that's going to be perfect because we will have time to do it all in class. And yeah, and if you wouldn't mind leaving a review when you're over on the Michael's website, that would be super helpful. It will help other people that may be just browsing the classes, trying to decide what they might want to do. Just help them know kind of what they're in for, and yeah, hopefully convince them to try my class as well, because I do love this opportunity for teaching for Michael's and Derwent, and I hope that they will have me back again. What else? Oh, I started a new challenge. So this is my World Watercolor Month sketchbook, and you probably recognize some of those pictures from World Watercolor Month posts if you follow me on Instagram. And I just love a daily challenge because it just gives you something to look forward to, and then you post it, and then after like a month you get to look back and see everything you've done, and it just feels good to be able to flip through a sketchbook and see see like a whole body of work. And I did a live stream last week going through that and kind of talking about the art, and then I did a Q&A session at the end, and I was talking about how I liked working in one sketchbook for the entire month because it was one less thing that I had to choose or think about, like what paper I'm going to work on, and then I had it all together in one thing at the end of the month, which was nice to be able to just look through and have it all together in one place. And I made the comment that usually I'm such a sketchbook floozy because I jump from book to book to book, and I have dozens going at once, and then it's hard to get them all together to do the wrap-up video at the end because I always miss one, or I've done something on a loose paper and I've left that somewhere. So I was kind of, and everyone loved the term sketchbook floozy, so I decided to do a challenge, and then I was like, oh, what can I call my challenge? It's like, duh, sketchbook floozy. That's what you're going to call it, sketchbook floozy challenge. So if you are a sketchbook floozy and an art supply floozy, if you have all kinds of supplies that you want to use, even if you only have a couple sketchbooks, or even if you just have one sketchbook, everybody's welcome. All floozies are welcome. I am going to be posting on Instagram once a week. I posted the reference photo for this one and the finished artwork. I actually have time lapse of this on my YouTube channel. I was out walking and I love to pick up little things when I walk, like moss and flowers and rocks and feathers and things like that. So I did a little still life with that. And as I was painting it, I took the picture. It's like, oh, I'll share that if anybody wants to do it. And it's like, I really want to do a challenge because I love doing other people's challenges. I really should put one out there for other people to do. Kind of give back after, consuming for so much, create one instead of consuming from others. I'll still do other people's challenges too because I enjoy that. But yeah, so the Sketchbook Floozy Challenge was born, and I'll post stuff first on Instagram, and then I will post it also on my blog in the community tab here on YouTube and on Facebook. So you should be able to find the reference photo and the finished artwork wherever you choose to follow me online. But the best place to post is Instagram if you have an Instagram account. That way I'm much more likely to see it because I get kind of overwhelmed when I get on Facebook, and I lose a lot of time, and then I feel really bad about the amount of time I spend on Facebook. So it's just a whole thing. It's basically been a week of me just feeling unproductive and and trying to change that. But maybe we'll get into why, maybe we won't. I don't know. I just don't want to be a drag, I just don't want to be a drag. I do have something fun planned tomorrow, though. I'm going to go to the Audible. Actually, it'll be today. When this comes up, it'll be Saturday, and this event is on Saturday. It's like a maker day at our local Audubon Society, and they're gonna have sketchbooks for people that don't have sketchbooks. I'm bringing my own because we know I'm a floozy. I've got plenty of sketchbooks, and so I'm gonna bring my own, and it's gonna be like 4 hours of sketching at the Audubon Society. So I don't really know if they have anything structured planned, or you're just gonna wander around, do your own thing, but I'm planning on going there, and as long as life doesn't throw some curveball at me and prevent me from doing that. But I'm looking forward to that because I'm feeling overwhelmed and stressed out. So I need something to make me feel less overwhelmed and stressed out. What else have we got going on here? Oh, something I'm starting to do, I've got one class done, is I am starting to add subtitles to my teachable classes. They have recently added the option of auto-generating subtitles, but you have to go through every class and each video, and you have to generate them for each single video. And I have hundreds of video clips in my teachable school classes, so it's going to take me a while to get through them. But I've just started picking away oldest to newest, and it'll be a while, but that'll help the hearing impaired enjoy the classes. Because I have had people before in the past reach out to me about subtitling, and like if I offered subtitles in my classes, and I had to say no, I don't know how to do that. And it's I don't know, I think there was a way for you to upload a subtitle file, but I wasn't familiar on that, and so now I am able to do that. So it'll take a while, but I am working on that, kind of starting back to front. And then if I haven't got it completed, when I do my next class, I'll just do it as I go from here on to kind of keep up with it. It's just one more thing to add to the list, one more thing to add to my overwhelming list. But I think that's important because, I mean, it's very important for people that have hearing disabilities to be able to take part in classes they want to take part in. But it's also convenient for people that might be painting in the same room as somebody else, or same space, a shared space where they can't have the sound on. Maybe they don't want to wear headphones, or they can't wear headphones, or whatever. It will just it'll make it a better experience, I think. It's just you know, it's just one of those things. If I had an assistant, that would be right on the top of my assistant's to-do list, but I don't. And with the amount of time I waste, I certainly can do that myself. So that's why I get that. Why don't you just hire an assistant? Well, because I'm a lazy person sometimes, and I definitely could handle doing it myself. So yeah, what else? I guess that's it, mostly it for art stuff. I did have a review. I posted a review on Monday for the Chomé watercolors from Paul Rubens. That's the brand new set. It has a spelling Q-I-O-M-E or something like that. It's crazy spelling, but it translates into super beauty, and Chomé is how you pronounce it. And I have to say that, like, a lot of the naming of art supplies, we don't know what the translations are, and some of it is really beautiful. Some of these Chinese watercolors and Japanese watercolors, they're such beautiful names, and we don't even know what they are, and it's like, oh, super beauty. That's just kind of pretty. But then again, I also criticize Daniel Smith for their flowery marketing terms on their stuff sometimes, so I don't know. That could be the pot calling the kettle black, but as you know, I am contradictory all the time. I am always contradictory. Oh, and hyperbolic and hyperbolic. Oh my goodness. So I got my, I don't know what I've said and what I haven't said, but I got my, I was feeling just very like blah. And my friend Glenna had given me this, she'd done a mental health purge and gotten rid of a bunch of stuff. And she's like, I got some clothes. Do you want to see if there's anything you want? I'm like, sure, free clothes. I'm a hobo. I love free clothes. So I was like, oh, this shirt is so cute. I've never seen you wear it. It's so disco and fun. And this week has been way more panic and not enough disco. So I'm like, I'm wearing the disco shirt. I'm gonna put my hair in pigtails because that just feels fun. And it was funny because like last weekend I was like, I need some disco in my life. I had went to switch all my CDs out in my car, and because I was going to be driving to visit my parents. It's quite a lot. It's about an hour drive, and it was a beautiful day, and so I'm like, I'm just going to go pick some, and I just like I open this one of my binders of CDs, and I just choose whatever vibe I'm feeling, and I pulled out the 2 CD set 70s Dance Machine, which I think came free with my subscription to Entertainment Weekly. I pulled out the soundtrack to Saturday Night Fever. I pulled out Discomania, Billy Idol, Vital Idol, and the Velvet Underground and Nico for a little bit of existential dread texture. So I was blasting those tunes as I drove down to visit my parents, and did take a couple reference photos on the way because I figured if I'm going to do an art challenge, there's a couple buildings that I've always wanted to paint, and one is this, it's almost like a Beetlejuice type vibey house, and I was like, oh, I think I'd like to paint that. That's just so cool looking, and then it burned down, and then they were reconstructing it. This was kind of in this stage, this kind of like partially rebuilt stage, and so I took a picture of that. Hopefully that picture's good. I didn't look back to see yet. And then I took a picture of a church. I think it's like a Methodist church or something. It's very close to the road. I don't even know if it's still in use or not, but it's just kind of like a little bit weathered, and it's got that kind of grunge to it that I thought was kind of interesting. So, and that was just like pull it over the side of the road, take out my phone, snap a pic, hope for the best because you can't see what's going on the screen because it's so bright. But I think at least one of those would make a good sketchbook floozy challenge. And yeah, I went down, visited with my sister and her husband, and then visited with my parents and picked a huge cup of like one of those big Subway fountain drink cups full of blackberries, because they live on top of this hill, and it's very sunny, and the soil is like, it's very farmlandy. It's, 200 years of manure being spread on it probably, just super fertile land. So they just have to throw some seeds over their shoulder and stuff grows. So it's always nice to go back home, see that big sky, and to see everything growing and the green and the lush. And it's been very rainy in Maine, so everything is extremely lush. And that's kind of nice. It was a nice drive. It was a nice stress relief. Although most of my stress came after that. And I honestly don't even know what I've talked about yet because I've recorded this 3 times because I just hate the way I've been just so blah and dour and ew, nobody comes here for that. So, so I took this, I plan on taking this week off, which I did for the most part because my husband's on vacation this week, and he came home from work Friday, he wasn't feeling well, and he was just like kind of swinging between like being all like sweaty, hot and sweaty and fevered, to being just like cold and chilled, and it'd be like every 6 hours would be back and forth. And took a COVID test and it was negative. And I took a COVID test before I went down to visit my parents because if I was like some silent spreader or something, I didn't want to have it and bring it down. I haven't gotten sick, but this whole week has been trying to figure out what he has. We've had a couple doctor's appointments, and they've done a tick, like a Lyme disease, like a tick-borne illness panel on him. So we're still waiting. We get a couple more days. I think maybe in a day or 2 we should have the results for that. And it does look like it may be Lyme disease because a bunch of other stuff has been ruled out, or it could just be some random viral thing that you'll just get over on your own, which is kind of frustrating because like if you knew it was Lyme disease, then they could get you on antibiotics and you could like get feeling better right away, but they're not going to give you antibiotics until they know what it is, which I can understand on one hand, like especially with like little kids, because they're always getting viruses and stuff. You don't want to over antibiotic them because then they won't be effective when they need them. But for an adult that's not around that many people, it's almost like, man, just like, I don't know, I'm not a doctor, so I shouldn't really be giving opinions on it, but it does seem like, if you could just get it into somebody and let it do its thing, that would be great, right? Especially if they're unlikely to need antibiotics in the future, like right off anyway. But I don't know. I don't rule the world. I'm not a doctor. It's just frustrating. But you know what's weird? I could have sworn that like when I take the dog into the vet, because they get like a Lyme disease vaccine, it seems like they do a Lyme test right there and you know immediately what the results are. So it's like, what's going on? How come like for cheaper and quicker I can get a Lyme disease test done on my dog, but when it comes to a human you gotta wait a week? And another thing is I was looking about like how long do Lyme disease tests take, and there are like at-home Lyme disease tests that you mail away and you have your results in 5 days. So it's like you'd think there would be some sort of like if you're going into the doctor's office, you think they'd be able to just like, get that, unless they're growing stuff on petri dishes like you see on, sci-fi movies, and that's how they're figuring out. You get some, somebody back there in a lab coat and a petri dish and some beakers and some eyedroppers, and maybe that's what has to be done for Lyme disease. I have no idea. But so that's been very worrying. I've been kind of stressed out about that. And just overall aggravated with the American health health insurance situation. My daughter's getting some physical therapy for her ankle, and of course the insurance won't cover anything because it's like we haven't hit our deductible yet. And to put it through to my insurance, it actually costs us between $40 and $16 more than if we just were self-pay, if we're just going to be self-pay and pay with cash, you know? And it's like, well, we're so far away from our deductible and it's going to turn over, so might as well take the cheaper price and just pay in cash and just cut the insurance out. And it's the same thing whenever I go to get a prescription filled for anybody. It's like paying with, using GoodRx is cheaper than actually using my health insurance that we pay for. It's just so frustrating and so ridiculous. And, you know, and it's annoying. It's very annoying. But then what about people that absolutely do not have the money and can't afford the copay and the deductibles and stuff like that? I mean, it's just so sad. It's just such a sad situation. So that's been bumming me out, you know? And this world, man, this world just got me down this week. I need more disco and way less panic in my life. Oh, you know, this is the type of day that I wish the roller rinks were still in business, because I could totally would just love to just skate for like 4 hours. I would just love to just go and roller skate on a nice smooth surface with some, you know, upbeat music playing, maybe eat a popsicle. I don't know. That's what I need. That's what I need right now. I need to go roller skate. There's no roller skating rinks around. I don't even know where the closest one might be. Portland or something. I don't even know if there is one there. It's just so, what kind of world are we living in when there are no roller rinks and people can't afford their medicine? What kind of world is this? It's not a world I want to be a part of. It's so depressing. So very depressing. So that's been my vacation week. But then again, I'm like consoling myself and I'm like, well, we didn't plan anything this year. I love, my favorite thing in the absolute world to do is to rent a cabin on a lake and just unplug for a week and just bring my watercolors, bring my stack of books, bring a bottle of wine and maybe a couple of bottles of wine, let's be honest here, and just chill for a week, you know, be with my family, invite friends up, go on the paddleboard. I've only had my paddleboard out once this whole summer. You know, that's just my favorite thing in the world. And and I didn't book a cabin this year, but then I'm thinking, well, the money we would have spent on booking a cabin, I can just pay for all those extra medical expenses that they were incurring this month. So I guess it all evens out in the wash. And I'm just whiny because, I mean, a lot of people don't even have the money to pay their, you know, their medical expenses, and they go bankrupt, and that's so friggin' sad. And yeah, I'm just down. I'm just feeling down about life this week. And I'm sure everyone will be fine, but still, it's like that not knowing what's wrong with somebody. I hate that. I hate that, like, that unknown space when you're just waiting for results. It's just so frustrating and scary, and I don't like it. I don't like it at all. And then it's like it occupies so much of your brain that you can't focus and do anything else. You know, you can't even be productive because all of your energy is just being used up by this awful anxiety that just kind of consumes you. So yeah, I'm trying. I'm trying. Although one thing that happened, I can't really talk about it too much because it's kind of top secret stuff, but I invented something last fall, and I've been trying to find a company to get it made. And so I think I've made some headway on that this week. So that is a good thing. And I mean, we're looking at like 2025 at the earliest anyway. So, but anyways, I'm very excited. I'm excited for that. That was very, very good news. And that's something that's kind of like, oh, is this ever going to happen? I'm so impatient, you know? So it's kind of like when I get an idea, I want to do it now, and I want it to be done yesterday, you know? I'm just kind of like, when I have an idea that's like it's like a hell yes idea, I jump on it and I do it now, because I have the tendency to get distracted or lose interest. So like the Sketchbook Floozies challenge is like, no, I'm doing it now. I like stopped what I was doing when that idea popped in my head. I ran to my computer and I made a card, like an infographic. You can see it on the community tab. You'll scroll through. You find the one with that post and you scroll through, and you can find the it's nothing to write home about, but it has all the information for the challenge. But it's like, I gotta do this now. I gotta get this out of my brain and onto something concrete and put out into the world before, and then I'll be like, and it's such a good idea. Someone else is gonna think of it. If I don't do it right now, someone else is gonna think of it. You know, it's such a good idea. How come nobody's done this before? And that's like, well, I better Google it, make sure nobody else has done this. Nobody's done it. Okay, I'm doing it. And it's nice to feel excited about something, because you can get so down and so discouraged that it feels like you're never going to have a good idea again. And, or it can just feel like you're never going to get out of this space of dread and anxiety. So yeah, well, you know, and just to put things in perspective, this was the upbeat take of Sat Chat. I hope I didn't repeat myself at all, because it's like, it's all these different takes have been a blur, but yeah, this has been the most upbeat one so far. I do feel like, though, if I put makeup on, I put on my bright lipstick, do something to my hair so I don't look like a vagabond, then I feel a little bit better. I'm not 100%, but I do feel better anyway. I just feel you know. But on an up note, my injury from last week does seem to be much better. Pickleball is on hold until fall anyway, because they need the gym for something else, so that's probably a good thing. I do feel a little sore when I'm walking, like when I'm coming back from walking the dog, if I haven't taken ibuprofen, but I'm only taking 2 ibuprofen. I have been like eating a little breakfast, taking 2 ibuprofen, then walking the dog, and I'm fine. So it's nothing too bad. I got like, oh my word. The thing about having a YouTube channel and doing a video like Sat Chat is that when you talk about something that maybe wasn't the smartest thing you've ever done, you have 5,000 people that is your mother that is telling you to behave yourself. So I got that last week from many of you. It's like, geez, how many registered nurses watch this show? Because like I'm getting so much advice. Yeah, I don't think there's anything majorly wrong. And I'm certainly not going to physical therapy unless I'm on death's door at those prices. My goodness. Not unless I hit my deductible. Oh, I'm gonna love the American healthcare system. I have no idea what's going on upstairs, but there's a ruckus. I can hear a ruckus. Somebody is home. Somebody's here. I don't want to go see. I don't want to go see. I just want to hide with my art supplies and try to create something. I just want to go roller skate or go paddleboard. Maybe I will sneak out the back door. Nobody sees me. Oh man, it's been a day. It's been a week. This week has been like winter. That's all I can say. It just felt like winter. It's felt so dreary, and I don't know. This summer's a bummer. This summer's been a bummer, I have got to say. It's been rainy, and which is better than having drought and heat, because I know I'll get a lot of that. Well, it's 125 degrees where I live, and we can't even walk to the mailbox because we die of heat exhaustion. But, yeah. I'm dour, man. I'm feeling dour. Feeling dour. But I'll snap out of it. I always do. And, I don't know, is there anything else I was going to talk about? I think I mentioned it all. I mentioned going to the Audubon Society and sketching on Saturday, which will be later today. If you're watching this, I'm filming this on Friday afternoon. Talked about the challenge, talked about my vacation so far. And, well, you know, actually, to look on the right side, though, it's a good thing this was a vacation week, because it would be extremely stressful if I had a bunch of classes or calls or meetings or things I had to get done, and I was dealing with an ill family member. That would be a real drag, because there was a couple days there. It's like I was checking on him every like half hour or so. I didn't want to leave him alone, so that's good. That's good. So it's not like I had a huge like busy schedule that I had to like work around or anything. It's like, no, this is vacation week, so I'm thankful for that. But it also kind of makes me feel like, you know, taking vacations is bad karma for me. I do much better at staying upbeat when I'm, you know, constantly working towards a goal or have a project going. I don't do well with idleness. I don't relax well. I feel very lazy when I relax. And I don't like it. I do not like that feeling at all. So, whatever. All right, guys, I honestly do not have 5 more minutes in me of talking. I hope you are having an awesome weekend. I hope I didn't bring you down. That's definitely not what I want to do on Sat Chat. That is like the opposite of what I want to do on Sat Chat. I want to bring the fun, and I just don't have it. I just don't have the fun. I am like devoid of fun right now, and I ugh, I'm gross. I feel so gross about that. I just feel like I am just, come on, Lindsay, pull it together. Snap out of it. I need Cher to be like, snap out of it. But anyway, I'll let you go. I hope you have a great weekend, and I'm going to try to go find some disco and get rid of the panic. Oh yeah, I've overused that cliche, haven't I? Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, happy crafting. Bye!